What y'all show called?
Man, what we doing, man? What's going on?
Here, this the
Exactly.
This a
What
little
are we
post show
doing,
for
man?
Eric
What
and-
kind of? Who
Eric
set the
Gordon.
dunk contest up, man? Who set this up? All right, what's up?
You ready?
Yeah.
Sherrod Blakely, ABC Sports Boston. Just obviously, this was a great back and forth between you two. In that last session, you decided to bring Taco Fall into the mix. Take us through the decision to add Taco to the mix, and were you as surprised as some were with the judging?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I wanted to jump over Shaq. He didn't want to do it. So, you know, it was really for the people. You know, everybody was like, Taco. It's like, all right, cool, let's do it, man. The tallest dude in the gym. Jumping over somebody that's 7'5", or how tall you about that tall?
7'5" with no shoes.
Yeah, 7'5". Jumping over somebody 7'5" and dunking it, there's no easy feat. You know what I mean? So, what I get, like a 47?
47.
47. Come on, man. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Anyways, the dunk contest. What up? We gotta we back. This is the relationship game. Back on another night. Yeah, the relationship game.
Okay.
And we got a special guest. We got one host that's MIA, and then we got one host that is returned back to us. You know what I'm saying?
Back in town from the Bay.
Back from the Bay, the Bay to LA. So some of y'all might know, you know, Akila Trinae.
Yeah.
You know, so she's back in the building with us. So give her a round of applause. I'm not gonna give you a whole long crazy intro. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to be back in this place. I think the last time that I was actually on was like
show.
6 months ago, 7 months ago, maybe longer. So it's been a minute, and everybody out in the Bay is always asking me, like, am I going to continue? Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to do something out there? So I don't know, you know.
Who's everybody?
Like, my family, like family
We trying to make
members,
it seem like
friends.
everybody.
Like, no, seriously. Everybody apparently knows that I was doing the show out here. And, you know, it's one of those things where you're like, I didn't even know you knew I had a show or was listening or whatever. But, like, people be watching and, you know, they might tune in and they see a clip on, like, Facebook from going live.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone was listening live. But, I mean, we were doing the show since 2013. So people been asking and people know.
Yeah.
It's 2020 out here. So I'm just saying, 7 years. That's a long
So
time.
catch us up quickly if you can. What the heck has been going on with you since you've been out? Hold on, let me get some vibes
background
going.
music,
and that
relationship game.
Yeah, you know we rebranded without you.
Right.
What's the
all
what's the update? What's the latest and the greatest?
Just working. I'm a vice principal. What else? Like taking care of my little baby who's 16 months now. And growing so much every day. Living in the Yak. I live in Antioch. And then I work in the city. So,
Antioch.
yeah.
That's not Oakland.
It's not Oakland. I never said I was living in Oakland. I pass through Oakland every single day on BART. So shout out to Oakland and the BART station and all the rest of the cities that I pass through in order to get to San Francisco.
So how you like it out there?
Antioch is cool because it's quiet. Although it be stuff going down in Antioch,
like
but I
more
mean,
ratchet.
like being from Oakland is like the stuff that happens in Antioch is just kind of like, come on now, like let's get it together. Like this, it's nothing compared to Oakland. I'll tell you that. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's cool.
so you dating? What you single? What's going on in that department?
I go on dates,
So
but
what does that mean?
I'm still single. I guess I don't know. You know how like I think Facebook has like it's complicated.
Yeah.
So the legality of it is complicated. But I am mentally single and physically dating.
When you say physically, how physical?
Physical enough. You know.
Oh, yeah. All right. that's what you know.
Just leave it right there.
Yeah. So we have. So like recently, Well, I started the show off weird, so hopefully everybody was up to. I was watching this clip from Gordon for the
dunk contest.
The dunk contest. It was kind of dope. It was actually really a dope back and forth. But I just thought it was
Hopefully
dope.
I'll
It's
be able to
awesome.
check it out at some point.
Watch all the highlights. It was actually pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I always reminisce on I snuck in when Vince Carter I snuck in the Coliseum.
Oh, when
Vince Carter did the arm in the rim.
Arm in the rim.
Yeah, so shout out to her.
Was that in Oakland?
It was in Oakland,
Okay.
Coliseum. I had a volunteer lanyard because I was volunteering, helping with I was volunteering all week. It was actually pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, shout out to all my people. I actually got like a homegirl that I met this weekend to this day. Shout out to my homegirl Kelly out in the Bay.
Shout out to you.
She was from what's the park? Sabrani Park.
Oh, Sabrani Park.
The hood. But yeah, good people. So all that to say is the city is called San Francisco. I don't know. Shout out to my mother-in-law. She said the city is called San Francisco. I think something.
I said the city. Yeah,
because
that's how they refer to it out there.
What? Who?
Like people in San Francisco.
Oh, the city. Yeah.
People in San Francisco call it the city. So it's just one of those things that I just kind of like pick up on. Like, okay, the city. I always called it Frisco.
Yeah, Frisco.
And but they don't call it Frisco.
Yeah.
And then they call everything on the opposite side of the bridge East Bay. And I was like, I never referred to it as East Bay. Like
East Oakland.
that's right. East Oakland, that was it. But like they always say like East Bay. And I'm like, East Bay? But that's just how they refer to everything across the bridge. Like they say they don't go to the East Bay.
So is Antioch the Bay?
Antioch is, yes, technically it's the Bay. But it's the far bay. Just like how people talk about like Vallejo. You know what I mean? Like so E40 coined that the new Bay because E40 always been from Vallejo. But the BART doesn't go there. So I always tell people like if BART go there, it's the Bay.
Oh yeah. You said BART doesn't go to Vallejo?
BART doesn't go to Vallejo.
I never wrote it out that far. So.
BART goes to Antioch.
Yeah.
BART. Well, yeah, it goes to Antioch. So it's the Bay. Bay Area Rapid Transit goes to Antioch.
Yeah. So you still got the check mark.
Right.
So I was so recently I was hanging out and with some dope homegirls of mine and I always just realized like as we start getting up there in age that they were mentioning that basically as you get older and dating and stuff and things change, a lot of those things that you might have came into at a younger age, you kind of start to ease up on these hard different lines of like, all right, I wouldn't date this, I wouldn't date that or whatever. So like when you are out here now with your new beginning, are you noticing that you're more flexible as far as like who you are willing to date or
absolutely, like because I have a child now, like I prefer to date somebody who has kids because a guy who doesn't have kids is not going to be as understanding as somebody who does because I dated somebody who didn't have children post marriage and there were times when he just didn't really understand certain things that I had to deal with as being a parent or having another parent or having to deal with another parent, you know what I mean? So I would prefer a guy with kids, like I said, because he understands that whole dynamic, whether he's with his kids all the time or he got set weekends or whatever, but it would have to be somebody who takes care of their children. Let's be clear with
that you know of. Because you could talk to the mom and you hear a whole different story.
Well, I mean that is true, but you know if somebody's taking care of their child or not. I mean, like there's some telltale signs.
Like
you know what I mean? Like one, they're constantly in communication with their child. Two, they see them. Like I should see you or talk to you and there should be a child in the background or you should be talking about having to do stuff for you. If you never talk about your children but I know that you have them and you're never talking about financially supporting them, then I have a problem with that red flag. I'm going to ask questions.
Well, they might not want you all in their business.
Well, but that's important for me to know. So if you don't want me in your business, that's totally fine. you're not the one that I'm going to date.
So would you have to have like a, I have to prove along the way that I'm doing this whole thing?
No,
or
but
something?
so here's the thing. Like, if I'm dating somebody and I know they have children and they're like paying for me to do stuff and like we always kicking it, like I have a problem with if you're not there. Your money should be going into your children's mouth. You shouldn't be spending that money on me and not spending it on your kids. So that's a red flag for me. So,
but I don't see how you're saying if somebody's going on a date and they're paying for the date, that doesn't automatically mean that the kids aren't getting money. I'm just trying to see how do you equivalent.
I'm just saying if they're not. Like, I would have a problem with if we're going out and we keep going out and you're paying for me and you have children and you're not feeding your children, you know what I mean? Like that, I'm going to have a problem with. That is going to show itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to come up and it's going to be evident. Likewise, I've met guys with children and I know that they're either involved in their children's life or they're not.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
And
you know what I mean? And it's not just them taking photos with a child and putting it on social media. Because I know that whole girl dad, right? It was like a movement type of thing. And initially I was not sure of where it came from.
Yeah, me neither. I posted it like a day later after I kind of learned the context.
But didn't it come from something that Kobe had said?
Yeah,
like as far as how he identified himself with his daughter, right?
Yeah.
So
with daughters, like he kept having daughters.
Right. So my thing is, right, like the fathers that are present in their children's life. Like it's not like it's hard to figure out. Yeah. Like like I said, if you're man or a woman, but because I'm not dating women, I'm dating men, like you would know if their children are present in their life because they're going to come up. I mean, it's just they're going to come up.
Yeah.
You can't hide your children.
And what so what's the other things?
Now it might actually be a little opposite than what kind of your homegirls were referring to, but I don't know if your homegirls have been married before, but if you are kind of like in a marriage and it doesn't work out, there are certain things that based on however that relationship transpired that you don't really want those particular things, especially if you find out what your triggers are, if you find out what the things your deal breakers are. Like there were things that I didn't think were deal breakers before getting married, and then in marriage after it I'm just kind of like, nope, that's a deal breaker for me. So that might be a little more intense than kind of what they were saying, because it's like you seem to get more lax as you get older. It's hard to say I don't want a man with kids.
Well, just maybe the kids are just saying like, oh, well, he don't have to be that cute. You know what I'm saying?
No, he just okay, what's important to me is that he's financially responsible and that he's taking care of himself. But no, he doesn't have to be like the finest thing. The finest thing on
I mean, there was a time where you was probably, and everybody's like, oh, I want Kim Kardashian or whatever the person's standard.
Right, or having to drive a certain car or make a certain amount of money or have a certain degree. Like, no, what's
and then
most
even you're saying financially, you said financially responsible. So even that is probably like step back, because you probably wanted initially the checklist is probably different. That's all we're saying, in the sense of like, all right, if you're financially responsible, sounds like somebody that if they make say they make 30 40 a year, but all their bills are paid and they're still able to whatever, they get up every day, they do what they can, and
they make their money work,
they live within their means, they can maybe go out here and there, but what I'm saying is that something that's more towards like, all right, they're not, if we put our money together, we could actually, I might make more than this person, but this person isn't necessarily going to come into my life and be a burden.
Right.
But there's other people that have a hard line where it has to be, this person needs to probably make like 6 figures or more, and I
don't have a hard line number, but what I was going to say was you also have to remember I was real lenient on the other side. So it's like now on this other side post, marriage situation, there are some hard lines where it's
so
like,
money
because
money is a part of that.
money, financial responsibility.
But I'm trying to see
why, because it's broad.
Well, financial.
Is it a number? It's
well,
not necessarily
it
because
just means a person could be like, all right, I got good credit. I don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you say.
Okay, so what I mean by that is honestly kind of what you said, how you laid it out. You have bills and you take care of them. Like, nobody else is paying your bills for you. And you don't need me to do that for you. Like, you're not looking for a sugar mama. You know what I mean? You're not looking for, because there are men in 2020 who are like signing up for a woman to kind of take care of them, like reverse roles.
Yeah.
So
especially if you got it. I mean, chicken if you got it, right?
No, So in those scenarios, like, no, you're not the one for me. There's somebody for you because there's somebody who is willing to do those things. But just for me, like now, like financial responsibility, pay your bills, live within your means. Have a plan for what you want to do with your money. I'm not saying you can't be in debt, because I have debt, but like, is it responsible debt? Like, is it debt that, you know what I mean, you have a handle on, or are you just spending and getting credit cards and don't have a real plan on
Sally Mae kind of stuff?
How to not even, I'm not even talking about like school or home or any of that. I'm talking about just bills. I wanted to buy some stuff and I didn't have the money for it, so and I just got this credit card real quick, and now the bill has come to pay the credit card balance or the minimum payment, and I don't have that, so now I need to go get another quick loan to pay. Like, it's not responsible.
So that's definitely not the way to go about paying your debts. So that's so finances is I get what you're saying, and then so looks wise, is that like,
looks for me is always like if you have a nice smile, nice teeth, like we're good.
It still has to be black though. Basically.
You mean like a black man?
Yeah, black person.
I
see
struggle.
That? Wow,
wow. Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, this guy.
Wait, were you trying to look for a sound from
me
or something? You trying to look for a boo?
I need
no,
something.
It didn't work because you didn't have it.
Hold on. Here we go. Say that one more time.
I said, I don't know. The thing about it is, so I'm finding that,
just spit it out.
A lot of black women who have decided that they're going to like cut ties with their loyalty to black men are finding, really good relationships outside of the black male community. And I personally struggle with that. But I can't say that I would never, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, why should I, cut off my options?
Cut off your nose and spite your face.
Why should I cut off my options? Because I'm like, I have to have a black man. And then black men aren't like out here like, oh no, I gotta have a black woman. So like everybody's kind of just open. So it's like, I don't want to, limit myself. But I haven't dated outside of.
This is a big.
Things change. Things change when you dedicate your life to a person and it don't work out. I dedicated my life to a black man. It didn't work out. So now
you're dealing with your trauma.
I'm dealing with my trauma. I'm going to counseling.
You got to get beyond the hurt.
You're absolutely right. Check that. It's still available on Amazon. Beyond the Hurt. Yes, it is.
So how are you getting beyond the hurt?
I'm doing counseling. I'm doing self-care. You know what I mean? Taking time for me. You know what I mean? Even outside of my daughter, like being able to do stuff for me. Sometimes I take days, you know what I mean, where it's like I call them personal days, where it's just a day to just kind of like get my mental health together, like woosah, like relax, sleep, go to the movies or something, you know what I mean, because it's important.
How do your family takes her or whatever?
My family is extremely supportive. Like, as you can see now, you asked me where my daughter was. My sister has her, but my dad does a lot to help me because I'm working, right? So it's been a huge like shift in everything, right? Because now I'm back at home, back with my family, and I have that support. But because I'm working and I work so far, like the commute is terrible. So my dad drops her off at daycare, picks her up from daycare, and then I see her when I come home. You know what I mean? When I leave, she's still sleeping. So I have to get that together ASAP. And so I'm working on finding another job where I can be closer to home so that I can spend more time. Because that also is a part of my mental health, is being able to, like, drop her off and interact with the daycare people and see the other
Like,
little
feel good
children
about-
and, like,
yeah.
and, like, get the updates and ask the questions and all that. Like, it's so secondhand because I'm, like, asking my dad, like, oh, so how did she do a daycare today? What did she say? What did she eat?
What the
Did you,
teacher
you know,
said,
my dad
yeah.
is like, I just picked her up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing all of that, which I
So-
can understand.
But yeah, I know what you're saying, because you definitely want to get FaceTime, see what the heck is going on in the place. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
So-
but she's good because she'll send me pictures and videos sometime and, like, text me, like, updates of, you know, her health, or, like, if something is not looking right, she'll let me know, and then I can text her anytime I want to too. So that helps. But I mean, overall, it's just life is different. So you
So
go
would
through
it-
different stages.
Would
and,
you date somebody shorter, or is that
no?
so still?
I mean,
so
it's
that's
still
kinda-
like, okay. So I'm a firm believer in, you still have to be attracted to the person that you're gonna be with. You know what I mean?
There's attractive shorter guys, right?
You're not a short guy, and you don't date short men. I mean, you get what I'm saying?
What?
Like,
I don't know what
you're a
it-
tall man
Yeah.
who is married to a shorter woman, but for men, it's you know what I mean? It's different.
Well, I'm saying I'm sure you've probably found dudes that are shorter than you've been attracted to them.
They have an attractive face,
Yeah.
yes.
So you're saying, but you can be attracted. That's still like not gonna work. Whatever.
I would not prefer. I mean, my height is pushing it, but I talk to somebody my height. But, like, shorter than me, you know.
Yeah. So there's still, even though there's still kind of those hard.
Well, you know, you
lines
have
of-
your what do you call it?
You got a wish list,
You have
but then
your
there's compromise, right?
preferences. So
Yeah.
I have preferences, but who knows who may come, because a man may
So
come along.
a shorter white dude.
Here you go. You trying to get real specific on that. I don't know.
I'm
It might
black.
be a short, fine white man who is
Got the
sweet
money.
and kind
Good
and wants
credit.
to just. I mean, what's most important is a man who just. I feel like a man who just loves women, not multiple women, but loves his woman, wants to protect her and care for her and all of that. Like, there's those type of men, and then there are other men who just they want what they want. You know what I mean? They're out for self or personal gain,
Yeah.
and those aren't the good men to marry and or spend your time with if that's what you're looking for. You know what I mean? If you just want to hang out and kick it with somebody who's fun, they might be good for that, but there are only a good handful, I believe, of men who really, really want to be married and be committed. Because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Right? It's not easy.
No, it's not. I mean, it depends on what you're going for.
It's not for the faint at heart.
It just depends on what you actually want or going for, per se.
How many men do you know, out of all the men that you know, that want to be married and are doing a very good job at it? I mean, that are married
Yeah.
and are doing a very good job. Like, because that's what they always wanted to do. Because I feel like the ones who, this is what I want to do, they're willing to do whatever it takes to make it work.
Yeah.
Versus the ones that are kind of like, they shaky. And they're like, well, it's not working out. I'm out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for the most part, the dudes I know, shout out to all the brothers I know, they in it, you know, they in it through the ups and downs pretty much. And there's ups and downs, there's ebbs and flows, there's, you know, that's pretty much how this thing works. And that's kind of what you were kind of signed up for, pretty much, you know, and that it is going to be good and bad and ugly. And I think
People who
that's
who
going to
might
exist, yeah.
have had experience with other people around, because I know you always would reference your grandparents, so it's kind of like you had an idea of, even though it may not have worked out with your parents, you know what I mean, but like having,
I knew what I was going for. I definitely knew that, okay, I saw what works. I saw them basically from, you know, marriage to both passing, and one person, you know, the other person seeing the other person pass, you know, my grandfather seeing my grandma pass, and it was just like, I saw like, okay, this is the death do us part thing, like where this is like, this is okay. They're fighting for each other in the hospital and fighting for each other's lives, and while they were together, they built a lot of wealth and built things for us. And so it just showed me like, okay, this is what's real. This is what's important. And all this other stuff, a lot of it is just like, just kind of cap, you know? It's just like, it's for, a lot of it is not what's the real thing. It's like, it's just for pictures. It's just for Instagram. It's the wedding pictures. It's the, all that stuff. But it's like, yeah, there's real, you know, people that's like trying to work together collectively to build something, and then that something that you build is gonna be into the next generation, and then people are gonna actually have tangible things. So I think that's like what kind of woke me up to, like, not just kind of randomly dating people, or just kind of, you know, just saying like, hey, who do I feel most could fit this potential that I'm trying to like go for. So but yeah, I think that when it comes to in this day and age, especially black women that are specifically looking for black men, there is this unequally yoked thing going on. Like last week, Misha, shout out to Misha, she kept saying unequally yoked, or whatever. I gotta be equally yoked, and I'm like, there is like,
who was Misha?
My homegirl Misha. She was on the show last week, but
I was just seeing if it was my friend too, but no, it's somebody else.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But, so, but yeah, so the thing is that yes, there is this time frame of like, there's this pool, I would say, of like, I would say it's like a pool of dudes that are, you got the A-list dudes that are like 6 foot and above, right? Who got their post-grad education or whatever and making 6 figures or whatever, and probably no kids. That's probably the premium package, right, that you're looking for, and handsome or whatever if you want to say it. And those dudes that are all those things, straight, and obviously looking for relationships with a black woman, it's not like a huge, but
that's my point.
If you kind of flip it, and then you got the black women who are in that similar kind of thing, like 33 and above kind of thing, where they're in that thing and they're looking for something professional and all that. It's definitely, I can see how it's a difficult task to overcome and try to specifically get a dude, because I feel like dudes, like, if they're single, if they're doing it like that, and they're in the dating game, dudes are gonna see their value as, you know, you're seeing your value increase. You're like, wait, you know, I'm over here like, you're getting courted by the women damn near now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, damn, you know. So it's just a different kind of ball game, because now
hence the reason why women can cast a wider net and not have so much loyalty to black men, because there are other cultures, other races, other ethnicities of men who are quality and who want to love black women. You know what I mean? Like, and it not be such a negative thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I haven't crossed that bridge yet, but
okay. Oh snap, Shell. I'm gonna go grab Shell Bailey. My boy Shell Bailey's outside. Hold on 1 second. You gotta talk to the people real quick.
Talk to the people. What do the people want to know? I know Shell Bailey. I remember him. So anyway, everyone, I'm glad that you're tuned in. I hope you've been enjoying the relationship game. I actually just popped up on Charles and was like, hey, I'm about to come on the show and pull up real quick. So here I am. I pulled up, and we're about to have a guest to join us. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Wonderful.
All right, Shell Bailey.
Yes.
No, you gotta unmute it. Did you unmute number 4?
Hold on 1 second. Number 4. Let's see. Give me a mic check.
Mic check. I hear
Yeah,
myself.
He's on
All
now.
right, so
Oh, here, I got something for you.
Shell Bailey. Oh,
You only brought one gift?
Hooray, beer.
I didn't know.
Hooray,
No, it's
My
okay.
bad.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No,
Y'all
it's
have
all
to
good.
pour it in the cup, son.
Look.
No, it's okay. I don't want none. I'm just giving you
Hooray,
a hard
beer
time.
in the
Hooray,
building.
beer.
Hey man, Shell Bailey pulled up on us. This is like cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. What's going on? What you got going on, bro? Put the mic up a little bit so
As far as what I have going on.
Did you finish watching the game? This guy was supposed to be here a couple hours ago. No, I'm joking. No.
I didn't even finish the fourth quarter. I left. I was like, dang, I got to get over here.
Yeah.
And so the fourth quarter, it all started earlier, actually. I got up this morning and played basketball at the YMCA at 7 in the morning.
Oh,
And so I was playing ball and like working out. But I had a relatively late night in Hermosa Beach last night.
Yeah.
And then so the NBA All-Star game came up. We had brunch.
Yeah.
LA is like a brunch place, y'all.
Yeah, it's all
LA
about
is
brunch.
like
The brunch
LA
is
is
the
like
vibe.
hella brunchy, yo. You can have brunch in like 6 corners of the city,
Right.
No,
and it's
for
on
real.
fire.
Right.
So I had brunch, and we had the bottomless mimosas.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody that earlier, but yeah, I had bottomless mimosas. So by the time I got home, like I needed to sleep, and then I just happened to turn my phone off.
Oh
And I
yeah.
was like, I turned my phone. I woke up and it was dark outside, and I was like,
Hey, you needed that.
Wow.
You needed that rest, bro.
apparently I did. It was dark. I was like, I missed something else, some money earlier, and I was like, "Arr!"
Damn.
But yeah, exactly. But then I was like, my man Charles, he was like, "You coming, bro?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yes, I am."
You pulled up on me.
What's my time frame?
Yeah, nah, you good. Hey,
How long do I have?
you pulled up right on time.
How late
man.
can I be?
Yeah. we were just chopping it up. She's single, ready to mingle. You know,
Right.
so,
Single now? Last time you had your dude in the building, like
Look,
he's
yeah,
like
he was
bodyguard.
deep-
Damn, bro. Let her breathe, my nigga.
He's sitting over her shoulder.
I know, like, dang.
Like, could you live?
I was like, y'all married or not? Y'all married or not?
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Cuffing season.
Yeah, bro.
That
Cuffing
was
I
season.
know.
It's a
I
new
was-
season. It's a new season.
I was
Right.
anti-cuff for a long time, man, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to cuff my girl now.
Oh,
I don't
That's
even
good
know how to
news.
cuff. Yeah,
You
I'm
said,
like,
I don't know how to cuff.
I don't even know
Charles,
how.
how do you
Just like-
cuff?
Charles is a cuffer
yeah,
for
I'm a
life.
cuffer.
You a
Yeah,
lifer, bro.
yeah. Hey, you know, it's like a lifetime subscription. You know what I'm saying? It's really-
No returns.
yeah, pretty much.
No return.
You got that Nat
Yeah.
Geo forever, son.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, but what's the name? You got an interview coming up on your own show. You got your own show.
Hollywood Burger Live.
Yeah,
Hollywood Burger Live. Man.
Hollywood Burger Live. You've been doing your thing on that. I've been
Thank
seeing
you.
the clips. He was getting on me earlier today. He was like, "Yo, you ain't pulled up to my show." You know what I'm saying? He was
What's
on my
wrong
helmet.
with you?
I know. Hey, look. All I can say is it's a new year, new me. No,
Really?
Bro.
You say that every year.
He
Nah,
did
Charles.
a whole 10 joints last year. He
Nah.
didn't come to one.
Nah, I know that was
Charles comes and goes to a lot of events
I go to
Right.
and
events.
publicity
Right.
events.
Yeah.
Like, dang, bro, like you not gonna
You
come.
ain't no good.
No.
My
I know.
lineups are pretty good too.
No, they
'cause
do.
I'm like,
yeah, they be
dang,
lit.
like,
They be lit. I can't
Charles,
lie.
they not famous enough for you?
Right.
Nah,
Right.
I know. You
Right.
got T.O. coming, so now I'm full of.
Right, right.
I'm like, I
He
gotta get
gonna
my
be
prayer
in there with
I
his
gotta get-
camera.
I gotta get my prayer
Exactly.
hands. I got my prayer hands photos with
I had to
T.O.
get a Hall of Famer. I was like, man, if I get a Hall of Famer, niggas will come.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Nah, hey, but I just appreciate you. That's a big part. Is like this whole game of doing shows and doing content. It's like it's a marathon, as they say. Shout out to Nip, but it is a marathon. And so, yeah, some people ain't gonna be hip or early to the party or whatever. But at the same time, you keep the party going, you know what I'm saying? People gonna be hip. They're gonna see and that's the consistency. So give a round of applause to my brother Shell Bailey. You know what I'm saying? And me and him, we go way back. A lot of people might not know. But you
To
know,
Germany.
yeah, we knew each other in Germany. We were sitting next to each other in class in Ramstein, Germany. So shout out to all the military brats. But we clicked.
Not just sitting together in class.
We was doing sketches.
Yeah, what Charles don't understand is I had a game plan long time ago, and I knew when I got to school and I could pick electives, I was gonna take acting. I was gonna take theater. I knew, like I was just like, this is one of those. I knew acting was there.
But we always thought you was hoop.
Some
That's
type
all
of
about
gym.
hoop,
I knew
though.
I was gonna get the gym in. I was gonna get
But that
home
was early.
ec
You was early to the.
But I
hoop-
already
the
knew.
acting thing though.
Yeah,
too.
nah, I already knew. So I was like, who, acting, and home ec. Like now,
I
like
thought you said home ec. I was like,
I'm a beast in the kid.
Oh,
I don't
really?
like to clean up, but yo,
Yeah.
I'm a beast, bro.
What you be
Seriously.
making?
I got the sweetest meatballs on deck, bro. I got the spaghetti. I got teriyaki, portobello mushrooms.
so are,
Oh, yeah.
are you doing cooking shows, or you just cooking in
Nah,
private?
but I feel like that's coming up.
Oh,
It's on
okay.
deck. And well, I do this event in Hollywood Burger Live, and so in the Hollywood Burger. Okay, so I do this event in Hollywood Burger, so I feel like I want to create like cooking challenges for celebrities
Okay.
Oh,
and
that'd be
things
dope.
like that. So that's
Mhm.
really where I'm going. But pretty much I can cook like whatever. Yeah, like I'm pretty good at it. I like whenever we were in school, like I learned how to make like fettuccine Alfredo from scratch.
Yeah.
Like I know how to make the fettuccine.
Oh,
and
wow.
I know how to make the Alfredo sauce. So like
I
from
always
scratch.
wanted home ec in school. They didn't have that.
Nah,
at
that,
Skyline.
y'all was too hood. That was
What do you mean, y'all?
Well,
Or are
I
you
got there
trying to-
later. I got there later.
Are you trying to disconnect?
Nah, I'm just
Okay.
saying. Hey,
Alright,
here, I'm gonna
alright.
give you my. I'm gonna charge. And I'm gonna give you this thing.
Yeah,
What I'm
yeah.
say. So this day and age, I see something that I see you doing a lot with is you doing a lot with your son and helping him advance his basketball career and stuff. And how what is that like? What's that experience like for you as a dad? You know, seeing your son out there excelling in hoop.
My son is an amazing basketball player, and whenever it came to honestly his conception, I knew how special Solomon would be. In all honesty, I knew how special he would be based on his genetics. Like his mother was a Division I softball player.
Oh,
And
dope.
really talented, very strong, very fast, and skilled. And so when we made a kid, I already knew like this kid's gonna be special in that way. But then like also like his mother was a scholar too.
Yeah.
She graduated with honors. I graduated with a high GPA myself from college and high school. And so we have a child together.
It's gonna be
and and then but I didn't want to force basketball on them. So I seen like these different things, and like when people like force it on their kids.
yeah.
So my whole thing was let me introduce it to him,
Right.
and if he likes it, he likes it. And then so I kept bringing him around because basketball is a big part of my life. Like
Yeah.
still, I've gotten paid to play basketball professionally. I mean, I've done. That's what got me into the entertainment industry. All of this stuff. So, you know, I have my son around, and to see him grow and start to flourish is amazing.
Yeah.
Because this is around the same age that I was whenever I met you.
Oh, really?
So how feverishly I was about basketball, and whenever I came to Germany, I moved from San Antonio living with my mother,
Yeah.
and then I moved with my father in Germany.
Okay.
And so I don't know, like a lot of the homies and friends didn't know the dynamics of like why I came to Germany.
Yeah, we
I
did.
came-
We just seen. We just seen.
Yeah, I
the
just
show.
popped up in Germany. I was
Right.
like, yo, what's nigga in Germany? Like, yo, this 6'5",
Yeah,
dunking, like
yeah.
12 years old. What the
Hey.
hell going on? So I left San Antonio. My mom was going to Washington, And then it was like either go to Tacoma, Washington, or go to Germany. And I was like,
Nah,
what? I'm going to
Right,
Germany.
right.
Like,
That
the
sound
corner?
like-
Those are my options.
I was
mean,
like, the
what?
corner. That's all I could say to my mom. I
corner,
was like,
the
yo,
corner.
I'm not moving to the corner. No offense, Washington, but I
is-
couldn't go to the corner.
It didn't sound lit.
Right.
No, it didn't sound lit at all. So I was like, Germany sounds extra lit, and it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was too lit. It was too lit. I only could stay a year. If I stayed
Oh,
any
yeah.
more than that, it was might
It
have
was
been
gonna
dead.
send you back.
Yo, Cass was getting
Yeah,
expelled from the
yeah.
country.
Yeah, you
Wow.
like you
It
can
was
get kicked
foul.
out. You can definitely get
We
kicked
had
out.
homies that was thugged out.
You can
Tell
only
me.
be so thugged out though. That's the thing.
Right.
You got a certain level of thugged
Well, that's
out,
good.
and then it's like,
You
all
can
right,
have
bro,
limits.
you out. We gotta. You can't go. You can't live here no more.
Dudes was getting kicked out the country. Like, for real. I'd be like, man, I can't even tell on my homie because this is his last strike. And if he get one more strike, he going to have to go back to America.
Right.
And with okay, and then Keela was over here earlier. We was having a discussion about dating in this dating climate. She's a single mom in the dating game, and she says she prefers to be dating someone that already has a kid because it will allow that person to probably have more understanding with her situation as a single mom. And what would you feel? How do you feel about as dating? As a father and having a child. Would you date somebody with a kid, or is that just like is that something that you're looking for, or how does that work when you're like as a single father and stuff at times?
Interesting, because I have a child on the way, and so I'm in a committed relationship. Now.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thand you. This is my third child. And
You had
so
a baby girl. You had a baby
I-
girl.
I have, I have a son and a daughter, and I have a
Yeah.
daughter on the way.
Yeah, got another baby girl.
Oh,
huh?
Thank
look at
you.
girl.
Yeah, it definitely put me in retirement.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't
Right.
over. It ain't over till it's over. Until you get that joint.
I
Really?
know, man. And then that's
I
a whole
refuse.
nother situation. No, that's a whole nother situation when you talking about like, do I just cut my manhood? Like,
I don't know. I ain't trying-
exactly. I was like, I don't even know.
Even
son.
my barber was like, "Bro, I did it, but I don't know." He was like, "I probably wouldn't have did it again."
But then people be like, yo, you can reverse it.
Yeah, you can.
"That's a whole
So,
nother
for
thing."
guys,
That's
you
two
can
times.
reverse it.
You gonna go back and then
I don't know, man. I'm not really trying to sit with the ice. And everybody's like, you got to sit with the ice pack on your joint for like 3 days.
yeah,
I'm
that's
like-
a lot.
So I was on set with some actors, some relatively successful actors, right?
Mm.
We were working on NBA 2K21, right?
Ah,
Yeah, it's
tight.
that's the first plug right there. NBA 2K21
Hey, coming soon.
It's coming soon. It's
Yeah.
coming out next year. It ain't that soon because it's
Yeah.
it's
I'm still on 2020.
but it's the first game on the joint consoles, the new joint consoles.
Meaning you could go
So,
Xbox
you
or
have the new Xbox and you have the new PlayStation coming out for
Okay.
Christmas this year.
yeah, play
So-
PS5.
Yeah, so we won't come out until about November. We usually come out around September time, but this is the first 2K on the whole new systems. I'm like super excited because it's
Yeah,
crazy. Like
yeah.
I don't even know what the new Xbox is. It's like Xbox One to something else. PS4 to PS5 is just insane to me. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to be on
The new- the
a
whole
new
new joint.
version of that.
And he was
like, it's
already
amazing.
he's already been on the last couple versions, and you was one year you was the main character, right?
I'm the only guy that was the main character and came back to be a rival.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What was your name on there?
ATM.
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 Yeah.
Money.
yeah.
Whenever you need it. ATM is in the building.
ATM. So it was crazy because you got the hot. You got to check him out. But what was it, in 2019 or what was it 20? When was ATM doing this thing?
ATM did 2K15.
Okay.
I got
With the high top.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I got in with them because I did a commercial with LeBron.
Mhm.
And so I was LeBron's body double and stand-in for the main commercial for 2K14.
Mhm.
And then so I learned a long time ago about like kind of connecting with people on set.
Yeah.
And so
smart. Yeah, that's where the smarts come in.
Yeah, so
Right.
I connected with the president of 2K Games, and so he called me in to audition for my player, and it was the second year that they were doing the career mode, and I won the audition, and then so from there, I became friends with the director because we spent a lot of time making that show, making that.
The whole series, right?
Yeah, whatever that is in the game,
Yeah.
like it's really like a movie.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
But then you have different things in the from it because you have like choices that you can make and stuff. But it's pretty
Yeah.
much a movie.
What is that called again? Where you could go different directions in the game, and then
Y'all not supposed to be talking about the game. He's supposed to be answering the question
about the
me.
single parent. But sorry, I got a trend.
yeah.
But it's also
Y'all done
it's
got
hey,
on
don't
a
forget it's a relationship
game.
game. It's a relationship game.
I know. I'm just saying.
So okay,
I'm just
but I agree.
She's
I agree.
right.
I'm
She's
just
right.
trying
She's
to,
right. She's
She's
right.
right.
Okay. Okay.
That's why we need her back in LA.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And I'm always thinking about like business and like connecting people. and helping.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Back to so dating, single father dating. What's the word?
do
man?
I?
What's your
Yes and
experience
no,
like?
because my girlfriend now did not have a child.
Mhm.
Like she never had a kid before, and so in some ways I feel like that has I like that. I like that about her, and this is our child that we share. But at the same time, whenever I was really dating, I felt like single moms were probably the flow because I felt like they could understand me or my situation differently than a woman with no children. So I don't know. It's kind of like.
And for you said you have 2, and
Mhm.
you have 1 on the way. But when you were dating before with the 2, did you have like full custody? Was it 50%? Like how often were you with your kids?
Well, my son is 13 years old, and I've had custody of my son since he was 3. So for the last 10 years, Solomon has been mainly in my care, and my daughter is 4 years old now. But it was an agreement because she was around for part of my son's upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of like agreement. If we have a kid, like. This kid is mine. like you're not gonna like do the single dad thing like Solomon with like 2 children. You know what I'm saying? And like I do to a certain extent because I visit and have a relationship with my daughter. But at the same time, like I never was trying to be a single dad anyways.
Yeah.
But especially for my boy, I felt it was important
Right.
that if this is the only way that's gonna work for me to really be in my son's life,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna do single dad,
Right.
Because this is my son, like, and this is like my first child, and it's just very important to me. So I had to do that. But I had nannies.
Yeah.
Nannies helped me along the way. I just finally relinquished my last nanny. My son is 13 years old.
Oh, he doesn't need one anymore. Is that what that means? He's
I'm not
graduated?
saying that. I'm not saying that because he's definitely a work in progress for sure. He's got a lot of talent,
Yeah.
but sometimes we're like, "Are you special? Something's going on."
Just say that.
But my girlfriend is very helpful with him and him
Yeah.
too. They have a good relationship and they like each other. And they like,
Well, that's good.
yeah, and they like, they talk and he asks about her and stuff. Like that's kind of like a good barometer for me. Like, oh, my son asked about my girlfriend. Like he
Right.
cares.
Yeah. That's lit. And what I know you've been a big hooper for forever. I see that Kawhi Leonard won the MVP, the newly Kobe Bryant branded MVP award for the All-Star game. And I just want to see, like, as a lifetime hooper, like, how did, Kobe's passing affect you, when you heard the news?
I was on my way to do Hollywood Burger Live.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, whenever I was picking up a mic cord that I had to return, because we actually had the mic cord, but I was late to the event just a tad bit. And then as I was pulling up to Hollywood Burger, I looked at my phone and I saw TMZ, Kobe Bryant dead, and I mean people could say what they want about TMZ, but they official.
Yeah.
So
They
when
want,
I was like, whoa, what?
yeah.
And I just looked, and I was just pulling up to the event. I had to unload and do all my stuff, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. But at the same time, Kobe was such a remarkable person.
Yeah.
Like more than a basketball player, more than just like it's this whole thing was just remarkable. If you go back and you watch Kobe Bryant stuff as a kid,
Yeah.
he's just a dope dude. Like he's a
Yeah.
dope kid, he's a dope teenager. Just like, and you can see the imperfections that he was cool with, that he wanted to work on to be better. You know what I mean? So when I watch him like as a ninth grader do a dunk contest, like wow, like this is a guy being himself and just like trying to find his way and like make other people happy from his ability. And I just thought that was like really incredible. And I worked with Kobe multiple times. And the first time I ever met him was I was a high school junior, and he came to speak to us at Adidas camp, Adidas All-American camp, and he came and he just got married, and he pulled up in a limo, and I know he was on like a crazy whirlwind, like Kobe like denounced his family when he married Vanessa. People like like people think like that's serious. Like his family was not down with that. Like his mother and father like was not rocking with him on that.
They didn't understand that they was really like, because a lot of people didn't think that they was like, that was like some love at first sight stuff. It was like
they didn't take her serious.
Yeah, because
they met on a music video
thing. So
and she was 18.
Yeah, and it was love. It was
17.
straight up. It was like
he was 17.
Right.
Like they was both kids.
He didn't barely come into the league yet, and they're like, bro. And I probably, as a parent, that's some like Romeo and Juliet stuff where it's like, oh, y'all, you met this girl at the video shoot, and this is your wife, bro. Like, come on, man. Like this. So I could see the reservation, but they literally, this love at first sight. They met each other and they stayed each other the rest of their lives. That is a trip.
Yeah,
it does exist. But yeah, I feel like, has he inspired? Like, what's the mama mentality? Like, is that inspire you today, or how does that play? How does his legacy like play into what you got going on today?
Well, as far as out from that first conversation we had at Adidas camp, not even conversation, like for me being in the stands watching him, that was one conversation I wasn't gonna miss. And his mentality, what he wanted to do, like how he looked at the game, I never heard anybody from that point even to this point in my life, heard anybody talk about basketball like that. Like nobody talked about it from a cerebral perspective and an intellectual way like Kobe Bryant. They didn't understand the game. If they didn't understand the game, they couldn't articulate it, or they didn't have the platform to articulate it like that. And so from there, I was like, you the dude, bro, because you somewhere else. And like this one guy was like, yo, like Kobe, like I could beat you playing 1-on-1. And then Kobe was like, nah, no you can't. I already beat you in my mind like 1,000 times. Like, I was like, what?
he said
I was like, I'm like 17, like, yo, Kobe is a genius, bro. Like, I'm like, he probably did, and even if he didn't, he just did right now, like infinity times, because you've never heard anybody say some shit like that to you.
Right.
So, nigga, you lost.
Right.
Like, I'm a kid. You're Kobe Bryant. You said you beat me 1,000 times in your mind. I don't know if it's true or not, but
Right.
It sounds good.
you're Kobe. I was like,
It's like some
damn.
that dude must have an Infinity Stone or something. He's like an X-Men or some shit. He's a damn.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, Kobe, bro, you different. Son.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
from
he's
that day, and then I worked with him professionally later, and I was like, man, I'm gonna say all the stuff that I want is like, I want to talk to him about Adidas camp. His father coached me one time, and the Japanese All-Star game, and told me I was the best player at camp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm here all day with Kobe Bryant. Like, I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell him like just
Yeah.
how I feel, and it
Yeah.
was dope. It was like it was really cool because like as soon as I opened up with Adidas camp, he was like, it's just how the conversation flows. Like I got time for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, dang. And then so we just sat there, we just kind of eating and just chilling and just talking. I don't know, probably like 25 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we were working on the commercial throughout the whole day. So, I mean, I talked to him, I seen him and stuff. And I saw how he was interacting with people on set. It was really cool because I seen a lot of superstars on set. And even A-Rod and Heidi Klum were on that set as well. And everybody just wanted to see Kobe.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to grab. Tony Hawk and Michael Phelps were also there, but Kobe was there, and it was just Tony Hawk, Michael Phelps, A-Rod, Heidi Klum. But Kobe was there, and it was just like Kobe, man. Like
Kobe.
that's just, it's just.
And
it's
which
just,
Kobe, what stage in his career was this? Like what?
This was right before the Olympics. I
Okay.
think they were. I'm not sure where they were at for those Olympics because he actually had the official Olympic shorts
Okay.
on. Because we were doing the reenactment of, I think it was Risky Business with Tom Cruise.
Oh
And
yeah.
so, take this old record off the shelf.
Yeah.
So all those guys were like in boxers and like underwear, and A-Rod was like in tights, and Kobe was like, "Fuck that!" Like I'm in hooping shorts.
Yeah. Yo.
I was really
Frenchie.
like, who is just
Who is this
creeping
creeping?
through
Yeah.
the door?
No, I thought it was like little Frenchie.
He
Right.
slowed up till he slugged up.
Yeah. What's up with it? Hey,
Good.
Frenchie. What up?
What
You
up,
right here,
dog?
bro?
He did not close it all the
I know,
way.
huh? I thought we did. What
I
up?
was like,
Yeah, let me see.
hello.
Yeah, that's what it. Charles, hey, I know
So-
Frenchie baby pulled up. Hey, bro, get right
we
here.
have people who walk through the door.
Oh, actually, you can get right here. Too. Hey, get right here, Frenchie.
Hello.
What up, bro? Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. My boy Shell. Look,
What up, dog? Good, man.
what y'all need to do? Yeah. So yeah, so we over here getting readjusted. We got Frenchie in the building.
What up,
Turn-
Frenchie?
Hold on, let me.
No, it's good.
Put your headphones on.
Yeah.
Hey, this the first time finally got my brother Frenchie in the building. So
Hey, that's a movie.
Is this the first time that you've been here?
yeah,
It's the
first
second time I've been here. First
been-
time.
Oh, he
Yeah,
just came
yeah.
to the meeting that time
No,
on
no,
the
no, no, no.
rooftop.
Yeah, I was there
Yeah,
too, yo.
yeah, but he
Okay, you got a
yeah,
strong memory.
Yeah, Sharif, and then we got Shell Bailey. So you
Yeah,
know, this
man.
my man Shell. He was over here telling us his Kobe stories and stuff. You know
Oh,
what I'm
lit.
saying? Just reminiscing, just giving some vibes. But what's good with you? What's good with you, Frenchie? What you got going on?
Oh man, you know I'm just
Frenchie
living
in
my
the
best
building.
life. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm actually getting ready for America's Got Talent this season 15. So, you know, just going
You're
hard.
performing?
Yeah, I'm performing on the show.
Oh, okay. As like a contestant?
Yeah, contestant.
What?
Yeah. We just did Romania's Got Talent, and I was a semi-finalist on the show. So we got
Romania.
captain for this, and it's gonna go crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to you.
Appreciate
And
it.
yeah,
Oh yeah, the triple
Yeah,
jointed
the
construction.
triple jointed.
all of that.
Everywhere.
Oh,
day,
I
every
was like,
day.
how
Look,
do
you might
you
just
do
come-
that with your body?
Yeah.
We got Hyphy Culture.
Yeah,
in the
Hyphy
building.
culture in the
Look,
building,
look,
all the way
here.
from the Bay Area. They here, you know what time it is.
So out here from the Bay.
Yeah, the Bay is in the building now.
It
We doing
is.
2K. We do 2K up there in the
Y'all
Bay.
bo- y'all both
Come
was,
on, hey, I put the
yeah.
dance moves on 2K for 5 years straight.
For real? real?
In the My Park theme, you can do my celebration.
Oh, that's tight, man. Because
Yeah.
I've been in career mode since like 2015.
You got to get the Smees, you got to get the Shutter, you got
I seen whenever they did all of that.
Yeah.
That's tight because you in the neighborhood and all that now. So we do the career mode, the
Yeah.
story of like the characters.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
tight,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, they put me in the suit with all the balls.
Yeah,
on them.
you come through with the suit. Yeah,
Oh,
you already
you know,
Mono
know.
cap.
y'all,
Mono cap.
y'all met each other at the Quavo's shoot, the basketball thing.
Oh, outside at
with-
Capitol Records?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Capitol
that
Records.
was
Yeah,
lit.
okay.
I was out there
Yeah,
balling
yeah.
me and
Oh,
my
come
sister
on
was
with
out
it.
there
Nah,
doing my
I'm
thing.
tight.
I
Yeah,
forgot
that's
y'all.
tight.
I forgot y'all met.
That was a lit day.
You
Yeah.
was there too. You got
Yeah.
the picture with me with the shades. And
Yeah,
shit. That was
was
tight. Yeah, we got all the little
Quavo.
Quavo gear out of there.
Oh,
and
that's
shit.
hard.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
so.
That's tight.
All right, man. So what we
2K,
talking?
the dance moves. I gotta go check that.
Yeah, you gotta check it out, bro. It's been on since 2016.
Yeah. Also,
2K16,
yo, do you
2K17, 18,
you be
19.
seeing you do
20.
do you see them on the like YouTube and stuff? Your
What?
dance move videos?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
People be using my celebrations all the time. One of the most used celebrations on the game.
That's lit,
Smees.
man.
Yeah,
That's
I put
the
over
Smees.
50 dances on each game.
For real?
Yeah.
That's tight, man.
So let me
Yeah,
ask you this:
absolutely.
how do we protect these dance moves? Because it seems like they just keep popping up on different video games. I'm like, when you do when you go on these games, can you like? Is it a way that you can like capitalize off it? Or they could just use it? Could they just
Well,
keep using your stuff over and over again, or what?
Well, I think one of the ways you can do it is actually taking that content because, like that is your content as well. And so you can edit and cut and make videos or all of that and be like, yo, this is me, because in reality, it is you. And then also I've done live events as my character. So it's like Sheldon Bailey, like ATM from NBA 2K is
Yeah.
hosting this deal. Or Sheldon Bailey from NBA 2K is hosting this situation. And then so we actually have like a couple different videos that we cut things from ATM
Yeah.
and we use that as promotion, and we actually use pictures and stuff like that because the ATM is in my likeness.
Yeah.
But I think the same thing can happen for dancing as well. So you can take all of that content that you see on social media and YouTube, and you can like redirect it so then people know that
Who it
it's
is.
you
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're
doing
saying.
your thing. You know what I'm saying? You can post that on Twitter. You can post that on YouTube. You know what I mean? And you can even start the conversation if you want to go even deeper and put it in the comments and all that other stuff. And people will hit you back and start following and stuff because they love it.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's saying. Like he's telling all the like the different reenactment videos and all that stuff like that. Like they love it. But the thing is, I don't think a lot of the talent really check for it. And then also you got to go the extra distance because you can't expect 2K or these corporations, companies to do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, cool, but it's there
Nah, yeah.
for you. So make it pop.
Yeah, facts. It's like Fortnite got the Smees on there right
Yeah.
now. It's crazy.
That's what I've been seeing. Like they got the Smees on the Fortnite.
They have your permission to have it on there, or they just have it
They
on
kind
there?
of just
They don't
chalked
have
it.
the consent from Chunky. They just put it on, and they had another guy that made the choreography, and they put him the face of it.
But they don't call it that on there.
They don't
They-
call it.
yeah,
They call it
that's
the
what the-
Fisher.
Okay.
The
Jor-
big thing,
Jordan
yeah.
Fisher is the guy, and they named the move Fisher. The Fisher. So it's crazy. Fishing or something.
Yeah, that's the thing that we're looking at these days, like the backpack kid, the shoot, all these different dance moves.
I think you got to make a choreography with the movements, and then that whole choreography will be copywritten somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, but
You gotta
I'm
piece the
telling
moves
you,
together.
like, people knowing is crucial. And so one of the other things I've done in my career, I've invested in publicity
Yeah,
for myself.
yeah.
And so different things along the way
In what
that
way?
were notable.
In what, I just sorry to cut you off, but to break it out, just you say that you invest in publicity. Like, what ways is that? Like, what does that look like for somebody that doesn't know how to invest in publicity for themselves as an artist?
Okay. So I would say I found publicists.
Mm-hmm.
I found different publicists. Like, listen, you got to be careful with publicists, right? There's a lot of good publicists and there's a lot of questionable publicists. You know what I mean? And they all want retainers generally up front. So that means you gotta do your work and due diligence. But for the most part, I've been pretty successful with publicists. And so you gotta find some. Once you have a certain product, like you've done things in your career, like you feel like, you know what, people like think this is news or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, you holler at somebody and be like, hey, I feel like, you know, this about my career. You give them the information or whatever, and then so they see what they could do with it. And that's like sending you to events, that's doing press, PR, interviews, radio show interviews, things like this, magazines, all of that stuff like is pretty much powered by publicists. And so since it's powered by publicists, there are publicists for like egos and stuff like that. But you find a publicist that like work for you, and it depends on what you want to do. You want to go to a lot of red carpets? You get a publicist that does a lot of red carpets. You want more magazine interviews? You go to a publicist that's like better in magazine interviews and things like that. And so throughout time, like when I've had certain key things, like I went and I hollered at a publicist. Yeah.
That's dope. That
Shout
makes
out
sense.
to all the publicists.
Yeah, you worked. Yeah, she worked as a publicist for a minute doing the thing, and it's a tough game. But I definitely know it's a real craft and skill, and people are dope at it. And then, like you said, some people are also not that dope, and they're still trying to get that money. They still want that chicken.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think me and Frenchie, we do Dance Hustle TV together. We probably do need some finessing how we want to get our poses, because we got a lot of dope material.
But having content and having connections, because
we got
we
do got
connected
content.
is better than giving it to somebody that don't know who you are from scratch.
Yeah.
If they know of you, it's more of a chance they'll check it out. So
Yeah.
having the right person show X, Y, and Z people is essential.
Yeah, I need to
Social
pull
media
up the
changed a lot though,
Yeah.
with how publicity works.
Yeah, you got some
with,
followers,
Like
people gonna
publicists,
tap
like
in.
a lot of people can tap into social media and do a lot with it. You know, like if some people are trying to like save some of their dollars or cut certain corners, but like you said, like you might be able to do some of that stuff online yourself. And then if you're trying to get out there to like the events and actually get on like TV shows or radio stations or things like that, and you don't have the network or the outreach to do that, then yes, a publicist will like hook you up with all that stuff. But like the social media piece is something new within the past maybe like 5 years that publicists had to start adding to, because that wasn't something like when I was doing publicity, we weren't doing nothing with social media.
Yeah.
But like now they're teaching it in the schools, like that's part of the curriculum. Like you need to know how to engage on social media. Like that just added a new little piece.
to life.
Yeah.
It's a life skill now.
Yeah, nah, that's definitely crucial, because that's one of the main ways that we even promote nowadays is through social media and having different social media followings. And there's also a lot of companies that make a bunch of money promoting to promote your social media, which is crazy to me. Like I just can't do it.
Right.
And Shell, are you in the new Space Jam with
Yep.
Bron? How is that going? Or is that how was that? What was that experience like?
How was that experience like? Okay, we'll keep it. All right, so
Positive.
yeah, for the most part, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good because what I did on that movie was help build the basketball scenes. So the concept of LeBron playing in this game, playing against the Monstars, being defeated, overcoming things like that, we had to create it. Like, what does that look like? So we actually started in a gym where, you know, I had my Toon Squad uniform on, and then we had other characters playing all the different characters. The body doubles for Anthony Davis, the body doubles for Nneka Ogwumike, because it's two women. The body double for the White Mamba, which is Diana Taurasi, and then Damian Lillard, and Dame Dollar is in there, AD is in there, and then and then LeBron. So they have like special abilities. So we had to create this thing. And so I was there from the first day where we did it at Warner Brothers, and they had the live animation people there. And then from there, it went to like a gym with all the different extras and doubles and people to come in, and we just put that together.
So you know
And-
Tammy?
Yeah. Tammy was...
She from the Bay, right? She from Oakland?
Yeah.
She was.
Tammy was Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Nobody ever said whatever. People, man, yo, Warner. Nah, that's why I was like earlier, like, man, Warner was like kind of hating, son. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when I talking about publicity and all
yeah,
that
how to
other
promote,
stuff,
yeah, pump it
yeah,
up.
and
and all that.
like, I actually do love Warner Brothers because I've done a lot of stuff with them. And I can't even say Warner Brothers was hating. I really feel like LeBron's team was hating, and so I ain't gonna put that on LeBron. I put that on the quote team
Oh,
part
yeah.
of that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
As far as promoting,
Because we dropped the story.
Yeah,
What happened was I dropped the story.
yeah.
And I've dropped the story a bunch of times, but I didn't know the story was going to do like it did this time. So I dropped the story, and it hit NBC, CBS, Yahoo, ESPN, Sports Illustrated, top story. Sheldon Bailey double, LeBron double, Space Jam 2 double. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know.
Nah, that's lit.
It got dumb, bro. But it happened while I was on set.
Oh yeah, yeah. You wasn't expecting.
I didn't know what. And then somebody wound up and like, yeah, come, let me holler at you. You know
Oh,
what
for
I'm
real?
saying? Yeah. Yeah.
So was it bad? Was it all bad, or was it like? What was it like?
It was interesting. I have to tell you about that later.
Yeah.
Off air.
We going offline.
But
Nah.
yeah, leading up to that, we did a lot on
Yeah.
that, and it was really cool because the movie, and honestly, regardless of how anything played out, I think the movie is going to be amazing.
When does it come out?
It's going to come out next year. So,
Next
July,
year? I thought
July
it was this year.
2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
July
it's all that
2021.
animation stuff. They probably that's what's gonna
It's
take a
going to
minute.
be
Yeah.
the animation and also the motion capture.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time I think you'll see animation and motion capture and live action all come in together. And the
What's
girl-
motion capture?
Motion capture is video games. The stuff that he's talking about.
Oh,
whenever they
okay,
put you
okay,
in
that
the
thing.
suit,
Yeah, motion cap. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what that is. But the lady playing LeBron's wife, Don Cheadle, and then all the special effects is gonna be crazy. They had two different
That's
directors
sick.
on that movie, too, which was interesting.
Right, I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah, that always
How that
kind of
work?
could be. Interesting. All right, so we kind of got a lot of people in the building. We want to shout everybody out.
For
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? And you know, I know y'all back in the back. What's the crew name?
Oh yeah,
What's
that's my
it?
boy East 20. You feel me? East 20, baby. Go check out his music all the way in North Carolina.
Oh,
He out
North-
here in LA doing his thing.
I'm from the Ville,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he
I
doing
went
his
to
thing.
Southview, dog.
I
They
mean,
got the
So
North
they're having a
Carolina
moment right
yeah,
now.
You
Yeah,
got
you
a
got
North Carolina
Connected.
connection going on in the back.
Country
that's
connection.
Big Goon
Fucking
and
shit too, though.
yeah, he go by Big
Everybody
Goon.
from the Ville hoop, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he out here hooping, huh?
Big
Nah,
Goon
man,
and his Big
everybody
Goonette.
from the Ville hoop, son. Everybody
Yeah.
from the Ville. That's tight.
Hold on, you got to
That's
roll
good
shit,
because I'm saying we got to roll. We about to
yeah.
shout you out. Roll on this.
And then that's-
Hy-Vee culture. Look.
Yeah, Big
Yeah,
Goon and Big Goonette, and this is
Oh.
Derek from Hy-Vee Culture. He doing his thing. You
He's
feel
going
me?
to the
Oh, he making the exit. I'm trying. I was over here queuing you up to get to.
He got bladder problems.
Yeah,
He got
I'm like,
bladder
wait a second,
problems.
wait.
Yo,
Yeah.
my man
Yeah,
just
yeah.
said 910-226.
Oh, they shouting. Hey, Hy-Vee culture, come here right quick. I wanted to.
Yeah,
No,
nah,
it's
people
open.
hitting me on the
Yeah,
IG
yeah, right
right
there,
now
it's
talking
open.
about 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. So we got before we roll out, let me see if your mic is on. Go ahead. I just want to get shout out to Hy-Vee
He
culture.
said 1800 shit.
No, hey,
Bill Love.
you gotta be tapped in everywhere. It's
Everywhere.
like, feel me, connection is key out
Your
here.
mic check.
for the light?
Yeah, we good. We
You-
good. We
okay.
good.
All right, yeah, you can
Turn your flashlight on, bruh.
Yeah, it's like you got to twist that knob inside.
I think he got it.
Oh, you did. All right, so check it out. We you pulled up on us, so I appreciate you coming to the building. I wanted to make sure that you was able to get a chance to just tap into this platform. Tell us about yourself, what you got going on. He got you can't see him because it's radio, but he got the whole hyphy culture swag going. So tell us about hyphy culture. What brought you out here today?
Man, we out here with Frenchie Baby. You know what I'm saying? Hyphy culture.
Movie life.
Movie shit.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
No, man, just trying to keep the Bay lit right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Doing my part.
Yeah. And what is hyphy culture? What is that? What's the brand?
Well, hyphy culture is technically, carrying what the Bay has bring to the game. You know what I'm saying? And just continuing on.
And what kind of stuff could we expect from that you guys are putting out as far as content or the brand?
Right now, we're at the infant stage.
Mm-hmm.
We're just building, creating relationships with different folks, and just looking at all the talent out there in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Just trying to see how we can just bring everything together on our platform.
Where does hyphy culture live?
Bay Area.
Just the whole Bay. She's in Antioch. She is.
Really?
That
is where I live now. You are absolutely right.
It's just representing.
You're trying to hate.
Representing the soil.
Hey, look,
Derek,
they might need to know what exactly hyphy means. Everywhere
right.
around the world they don't use that
I didn't
word
even
there,
know that hyphy was still
hyphy is living in the baby.
still
hyphy is back.
living and breathing, and
see,
you know what I mean?
That's because people is out here stealing and conniving. The Bay Area got a big sound and a big style, that will never get slept on, I just feel like.
This is true. I know when I hear it.
Yeah, it's the hyphy.
So what is hyphy?
What is it to you?
I know what hyphy is. I'm trying to.
Well, everybody has their own opinion about hyphy.
Okay, here goes.
As long as I take it on a positive level, right? Hyphy is just having fun, expressing yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So what I do for hyphy culture, we express what we feel what hyphy is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we try to grab the positive part about it.
Yeah.
Because when it got shut down, supposedly, they try to throw that negative on it.
Yeah.
Hyphy culture, what we doing?
Yeah.
Look at the platform.
Yeah, definitely.
All the monster cars, the 18 dummies,
you feel
all
me?
the turpins,
it's so much. It was so many things going on when it popped off that is so many things to touch on. But right now, we're so focused on that culture over there.
Yeah.
Turf Fiends, right?
Yeah, Turf Fiends, Dance Hustle TV.
That actually is just man.
Well, the culture has.
I used to turf dance.
Hey, let me know.
Wait, I used.
I never seen you turf dance before. But I would say that shout out
your dance battle.
Shout out to Dame Lillard, Dame Dollar. That was lit though. He came out to his performance at the slam dunk contest, to open up, and he was out here doing his little. He was touching. He was hey, just hitting, just little touching, and that had me hyped because at the end of the day, he is from the East. You know what I'm saying? From East Oakland. You know what I'm saying? He went to Ohio, and that is his culture. That's his generation, and to see somebody that's I'm gonna just go out here and do some real East Oakland shit right now, and I'm not. Even though I'm on this world stage in a sense, I seen Chunky in his music video in the background. You feel me? And I was just that had me hyped. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm I love when people just do what they Don't try to go here and do some other stuff. It's cool.
Marshawn.
Well, hey, I love Marshawn's from the town too. He do his thing, but he does. What I'm saying is dancing is a big part of Bay Area culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the party scene, the hyphy movement, the car culture. It's all so if you take a snapshot of Frenchie,
I want to do a car show.
He got the hair, he got the grill, he got the whole thing. But it also comes from the dance culture where when you're a dancer, you gotta have the shoes. You gotta have the clothes.
You gotta have that look.
You gotta have the look. Motherfucker,
you gotta look like you're about to do something extravagant. Right?
Yeah.
People already all right, then I gotta pay attention to the moves.
If not, people gonna be like, "What the hell is this guy?"
Unless you really got it. If you got it, then you got it. You can't take it away from somebody that got it.
Yeah. But nah. So I rock with hyphy. I think that hyphy when it was called the hyphy movement, the light. Could you help? because like you got to twist the law. Yeah, look, everybody
over the sink. Over the sink. Twist the light over the sink.
So we gonna wrap it up. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think hyphy is just like the style, like the language, the lingo, the way you carry yourself, the fun, turn up, don't give a fuck, we gonna do this shit anyway type of vibe. You know what I mean? In anything that you're doing, because that's what it was. We was, feel me, on top of buses doing crazy stuff.
Go Dumb USA.
Videos, you feel me?
Yeah.
We was at the side shows. Feel me? It's just
it's an energy.
Still at the side
turn
shows,
up, pop a
Side
bean, and
shows
keep
still
it lit. Eat it up for people that was into that. Sip some lean and keep it on.
It was definitely So there's aspects of it, but let's see. We're gonna go around the movie. We're gonna start with Frenchie, and we gonna end with hyphy culture, and then we go ahead and just say what you got going on, what you got coming up. Where can people find you?
It's your boy Frenchie Baby, the one and only, one half of Dance Hustle TV, a member of the Turf Fiends from the Bay Area. Find me on America's Got Talent, season 15, 2015. We going up. Also, I'm about to drop a project. Find me on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, all the sound platforms. I'm going to drop an album called It's a Movie. And
it's a movie.
Be lit. Charles actually shot one of the videos on the project.
We shot in Romania.
In Romania, yeah. So that's going to be super dope. We were in Bucharest going crazy.
Your Bucharest way.
So, yeah. It's Frenchie Baby on all social media. Frenchie like the dog with an IE. And Baby with 2 Ys.
All right. Akila Trinae out here from Antioch.
Really?
Okay.
First of all, let me turn this off because I'm gonna need you to stop doing that. That is where I live. Yes, and I learned that. I was like, oh, I live in the yacht. Okay, I live in the yacht. That's what it is. So originally from Oakland, and then resided in Inglewood, and then now I'm back in the Bay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I work in the city.
She's I'm in the Bay.
San Francisco?
I'm all over here.
So now it's the
Where do you
Bay.
live? You live out here?
I live in North Hollywood in San Francisco. I got a house out there.
Oh, okay. When are you going back to the city?
On the 22nd, I'm throwing a party with Loaded Up Entertainment.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to you
nothing about
after
this
this
party.
Yeah,
after
look, I
this
should do that in there too.
I gotta.
It's a movie. It's been
Loaded Up. Shout out to Loaded Up.
Loaded Up ENT is the
What's
cannabis entertainment company that we started 3 years ago. It's been growing over the years, and now it's where it's at. Loaded Up ENT. Go tap in with it.
All right. So what you got going on?
I'm working. I'm a vice principal. I'm trying to get my life.
Oh, lit.
Trying to get my life together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to
Lloyd,
come
you
to
still at Lloyd?
I'm not at Lloyd anymore. I
Okay.
moved to
She
the
put
Bay
me on
Area.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She put me on.
He
She
came
put me
twice.
on. I ain't going front.
Like,
Yeah. I brought G
What'd
Herbo.
you do
I
out
brought
there?
G
You're right,
Herbo.
you did.
I brought G Herbo
You
though.
brought G Herbo?
Yeah, I brought G
Yeah,
Herbo
to
to the school.
Lloyd?
Yeah, to
Yeah,
Lloyd.
he did.
Yeah.
He did.
What?
Yeah.
He did.
That's a
What?
fact.
The kids went crazy.
It was crazy. It was
What?
a movie, bro.
Yeah, he did it.
I'm a G Herbo
Hey,
fan.
yeah, I didn't-
You like, I should have been
Bro,
there.
see, that's the type of stuff I be talking about.
I didn't know you
That's
like
why
G
I be
Herbo.
questioning our friendship. That guy, I question how much friends we really are. He say we be friends, but then he brings G Herbo to the same school that I go to and doesn't tell me. Like,
But did I tell you
I
about?
don't know.
I told you about Future. Look, when you went to Future concert? Look, so
You
now
did?
yeah, come
That
on.
was
now.
like 5 years ago.
You ain't never invited
that
me
was-
to a concert.
Look, he holds it over the head
No, I
like
know.
dangles it on
I'm
that
trying
string.
I'm trying to look.
Dirty Sprite 2.
Yeah,
Dirty Sprite 2. You know how long ago that he's on like 7 Sprites now. It's like 7 Dirty Sprites. You invited me to Dirty Sprite 2, bro.
That was a classic lit album.
It was
Come on.
classic, but
That's
it was a long
classic.
time ago. He keeps sharing old pictures, memories,
Memories.
Facebook memories. I'm like, yeah, we used to be friends, Charles.
We used to be
We used to
tapped
do
in.
all kind of stuff.
All right, look.
Remember the Grammys, Charles? That
20
was like 5 years ago.
And I'm gonna do better. 2020, we getting it back. We getting it back
Say that
together.
again.
Run it
Say
back.
that again so I can record it.
2020.
And say you're going to
Hold
invite me somewhere
Hold
too.
him accountable,
Hey,
y'all.
It's
Hold him
2020.
accountable.
Y'all stay tuned. Look, in 2020, we see the vision. You know what I'm saying? we see the
He's
vision.
saying all kind of code words, not committing.
What are you talking about?
Commitment,
Really?
anxiety. I don't know what his problem is.
Hey, tell us what you got going on. Where can people find you? You know what's coming up.
Come to Hollywood Burger Live, man. Hollywood Burger Live is our vibe. We
on
get
what
it
days
done.
and what
We
time?
do it. It's roughly like it's one Sunday out the month.
Yeah.
I pick different Sundays
Yeah.
depending on what's going on in the month and the year. We got March Madness coming up, which will be March 29th, and we have Black History Month, which is February 23rd, which is super dope because I love that Hollywood Burger has embraced a Black History Month event at their corporate location. So for me, it's like super dope. And Terrell Owens says he's coming.
Hall of Famer. Can you celebrate him to bring his yellow or the gold jacket?
I don't know if I can get him to bring a gold or a red jacket because he got a red jacket too.
Oh really?
The red jacket is from the Niners.
Oh,
He actually was inducted to the Niner Hall of Fame this past season. Yeah. And we also have Susan Burton is going to be there. Susan Burton is the best-selling author, and she also runs a organization called The New Way of Life that helps formerly incarcerated women, get a new lease on life and get adjusted. Yeah, she has housing for them, and it's growing into a whole nationwide thing for women that were in prison.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah,
it was crazy, and so that's dope. And Courtney Watson is a trainer, professional sports trainer for the LA Sparks, and also for Floyd Mayweather and the Money Team. And so she works with Deontay Wilder as well. And Watson Boxing is probably they somewhere in the top 10 of boxing influencers. And so Courtney will be there. Nana will be there. Nana, he played Junior Battle. Y'all remember Coach Carter? Y'all from the Bay.
Yeah.
That's
Coach
my
Carter.
movie. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, so my man Nana, he played Junior in that joint.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was the main dude. So this is the 15th anniversary of Coach Carter.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we lit with Coach Carter.
Shout out to my boy Emails. Email Ticket was in that movie. If you ever look at that movie, Emails, Emails. That's what back when he was over here acting. Don't you got a movie as well too that you got out, right?
Yeah, Adulting. It's a short film pilot. And we've been in film festivals. We had
that's hard.
San Diego Short Film Festival, San Diego Black Film Festival, and the Charlotte Black Film Festival, and then also the Los Angeles Short Film Awards as well.
That's hard.
Yeah, man, we cooking it up. It's just taking the stuff that I done learned on set with all these people over the years, Dan Snyder, Nickelodeon, LeBron and them, and on all the different commercial sets, John Wells from Shameless, and so I've been learning and watching all they moves, man, and then making moves of my own, like with publicists and stuff like that, and so taking that and then put it with my creative talent, and then continue to build and just blow shit up. That's just where we at. And so Adulting, the short film pilot, is that our ticket right now. Because we wanted to shoot, and everything we wanted to shoot was $250,000, $500,000. Nobody really wanted to invest in that. So you're what can we shoot that we like, that people can feel, and we can pull off with relationships.
Yeah.
And,
who wrote it?
My buddy David Anthony Butler. David Anthony Butler, that's my co-writer. We co-write a bunch of stuff. And so we had those bigger budget projects, and man, what can we do? So we came up with a story about some homies, really, some buddies. Honestly, 3 black professional men looking for love and success in LA. That's what it is.
We're going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
People compare it to, they like to call it the male insecure. Which is cool.
Man, that ain't bad.
Yeah, but I don't feel like our story was getting told, man. When I look, I see more black people, more brown people on TV, but it's a bunch of real stories that is not being told.
A lot.
Black people live more lives than just in the hood.
And I want to make them all, dog. I want to make them all. I want to tell all our shit, from growing up, as a military kid, growing up in the hood with my grandma, growing up, just being a dude in LA with the homies. I want to tell all that shit because it is something different, honestly, when your skin is black.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever need actors, my skin black, man.
Yeah,
I'll come
say that. Look, he what's up with it? Look, he's showing
He fucked me up on the water, son.
Hey, so Hyphy Culture, hey, tell us what you got going on, what you got coming up, man.
Oh man, we have so many things coming up right now. You know what it is?
Right.
What everybody else is doing.
Hey.
We got to capture everything, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's that time.
Yeah, so we're big supporters of everybody.
Yeah.
So whatever's cracking, we're there.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what's coming up. Pretty much anything that's on our calendar, which is impossible right now. You can't be everywhere, but
yeah, you're gonna try to be.
Yeah.
It's
Yo, D, tell them about the event you just threw with Too Short and Be Legit.
Oh yeah, Hyphy Holiday Reunion. So that happened December 27th. That was Too Short, Federation, Hood Stars, Trunk Boys, Prices to Rock,
Cupcake No Feeling.
D-Mac was in there.
D-Mac was in there, man. It was a blessing. San Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
It was dope. It was dope. And then I remember Frenchie on stage. She was like, "D, bro, guess who come through?" I was like, "Who?" He said, "Be Legit." I was like, "What? Beela's coming through?" Like, damn, that's dope.
Yeah,
you know?
That's lit.
You know, it was a blessing. The venue there, August Hall, they believed in the movement. You know, they're like, "Yo, we like what you guys are doing, so we have something in mind. You want to do it with us?" You know, and I was like, "Cool." But then I threw them the little idea, and they're like, "All right, let's roll."
Yeah.
You know, so it was a success. I can't even say it right now.
Yeah, success.
So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And hey, everybody was okay. You know, it was safe.
How'd you go about promoting that event?
Well, Ankh Marketing, you know, Live Nation pretty much did all the promotions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they took care of that. I'm pretty sure it was on the radio. I believe it was on radio and stuff. So it was dope. It was dope. It was a blessing. They just looked at our brand and was like, "Hey, let's collaborate." You know, so we put together a list. They had the budget, and then we compromised on a couple of things, and they made it happen.
Well,
you know,
where can people find you? Like, how can people get in contact with you?
At Hyphy Culture right now on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So HYPHY Culture.
Hyphy Culture, and then people could tap in because they send you videos, or they tag you and stuff. Or what's the
yeah, they could tag us. They could tag us, send us
you
videos.
Repost it.
Really depends.
Yeah,
really depends.
like what kind of stuff you looking for? You think?
I don't know. It just depends on the situation. You know.
Yeah.
Like I said, we try to focus on, you know, what the Turf Fiends got going on right now.
Yeah.
So you send anything culture-wise as far as dancing, I think we're a little hot on that right now.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, the dance movement is 100% a good focus.
Yeah.
Especially of the Hyphy Culture, because damn near they are the Hyphy Culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Doubt.
It's a big part of it.
And you know, it's like, it's dope because they just, you know, jumped on with Kalani and stuff like that, so we can keep it like
her, Kalani,
so now we can drag that in as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so
yeah. It is a dope time for dancing, for Turf Fiends, and for that particular Bay Area culture. So
even the Her video was super sick.
Yeah, the Her. Well, look, hey, we done said it all. I'm appreciating y'all. Yeah, I'm appreciating y'all being here and pulling up on us at the relationship game. Hope Dontrell Detroit knows that he missed out on a good show and some great guests. And look, you know, we in here putting work. This is an award-winning podcast. You know, we got most approved on the Good News Network. So,
really?
Yeah. So give us this.
Hey.
I don't know what our numbers looking like.
Right.
But they just saying, hey, y'all showing up consistently. So that's where it starts. You gotta start somewhere.
I'm happy to know that I can leave and come back and there's still a show going on.
Yeah, so that was
when
good,
when I come back
right?
in 6 more months, like,
that was
this
real
better
good.
still be happening.
Because she's the one who actually got me into podcasting.
That's
I started off as like a guest. Then after that, I kept seeing she was consistent. You know, she's more the person.
Charles was like, I'm trying to take over the show.
Yeah,
I was like,
I gotta. If I'm coming in, I gotta take over, man.
Right.
I can't be just sitting here behind some dudes that ain't as tight as me. You know what I'm saying? It's like a basketball game. You know what I'm saying? You be like, hey, homie, I can't be riding the bench and I'm seeing homeboy ain't nice. But all I say is give it up for a kid, Trinae, pulling up. She just in town for a little bit, and she actually got me into podcasting in general. And it's an actual dope thing to get into. If anybody is looking to get into podcasting, I definitely recommend it. and just get out there and don't be scared. That's my word. You can find me at Dance Hustle TV with Frenchie Baby. And we're going to be, you know, we got big plans in 2020, man. So just stay tuned. And
it's your boy.
We out.
Yada.